Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News, back at it again with another video. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick little update as to what happened today. Of course, our predictions held. So the Los Angeles Guerrillas played the Florida Mutineers in our opening match for the Super Week, of course. And as I said, the Mutineers won 3-1. Let's get it. We cash, ladies and gentlemen. Minus 1.5 hit, Florida Moneyline hit, and of course, also Atlanta FaZe played Toronto Ultra. That 1.5 hit as well, minus 1.5, and the money line for FaZe hit as well. But since FaZe is my home team, and you guys know I'm part of the Easy AF crew, I of course bet on the 3-1 just in total. Great odds on it, and I figured there's a chance that Ultra take the search, which they ended up doing, and FaZe sweeps the respawns, and that is what ended up coming to fruition. So that worked out. We went 3-1 on the day. The only call I missed was, of course, Florida Map 1. So, you know, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Now, looking ahead to, of course, tomorrow, we have a great lineup. We have the Paris Legion taking on the Florida Mutineers, New York Subliners taking on the London Royal Ravens, and the Seattle Surge taking on the Minnesota Rokkr. So, in terms of the Surge Rokkr match, I would say take a minus 1.5 slip, take Rokkr money line. Those should be pretty steady locks. The Surge are playing somewhat better, but I just think the Rokkr are in a different tier all unto themselves. I would argue that they are top of tier 2, fringe tier 1 team. I mean, they beat Dallas, who are the reigning defending CDL champs, the consensus #1 team in the world. So that definitely bumped them up in the power rankings. We'll see how they perform tomorrow. But, you know, Florida's #4 spot is not so secure just yet. So we'll see how things go in that matchup. I would say take the minus 1.5. Definitely take the money line, like I said. Of course, Paris Legion, Florida Mutineers. I would take the minus 1.5. I already have taken the minus 1.5. But I do recognize the potential for this one to be a little bit risky. Paris is a really good team. They're a sneaky team. They're very good at respawns and better than most people assume. So for that reason, I mean, honestly, I took the over 3.5. I might take minus 1.5 tomorrow, but I'll have to see how I feel after a night's rest. Just taking more time to digest the results and go through the stats and everything. But as it stands now, I'm just hedging with the over 3.5 and Minnesota Rokkr minus 1.5. So I would advise you guys to stay away from the minus 1.5 for that series, just because I do think it's going to be a 3-1, but there is potential for Paris to upset and take another map somewhere along the way. Of course, for the New York Subliners London Royal Ravens match, that one I think will be a 3-2 in favor of the Subliners. I think with the... Sorry, cars are really loud next to my room. I think with the addition of Parasite to the London Royal Ravens roster, it will help them a lot in terms of their slang and just their overall teamwork. But I think that the New York Subliners should end up taking this. I do, however, think that the London Royal Ravens have a good chance to take the Search and possibly the Control. So look out for the game modes to take a little bit more tact. Of course, Clayster, of course, one of the most tactical players in Call of Duty history, but he has some young guns to whip into shape, so I don't really know how that's going to pan out. Of course, Mac is relatively new to the scene. I mean, he's been competing for a long time, but, you know, not at the highest level just yet. This is his second year, and of course, Diamond Con, he just had his first event. So I think with that in mind, the tactical game modes are going to favor the seasoned players. And for that reason, I have London taking 2 maps. Now, on the whole, I would say if you're going to parlay, I would say go with Florida Moneyline, New York Moneyline, and Minnesota Moneyline. Those are pretty safe. The only thing I'm iffy about is the New York series. I do see potential for the Ravens to upset and win that series just because New York is so fresh. But as it stands, I would take New York, Florida, and Rokkr to make decisive calls. And in terms of handicaps, I would say over 3.5 for the Florida Mutineers Paris Legion series. As I've seen, the odds for that are pretty good. And in the case of New York Subliners, their money line odds are pretty decent as well. I believe they were 220 when I placed my slip earlier, so I would definitely take that. I think it's relatively safe. I trust Clay. And for the Minnesota Rokkr, I would take minus 1.5. That should be a pretty safe one. So, of course, looking ahead to the rest of the week, tomorrow we have, of course, Paris Legion taking on the Florida Mutineers, London Royal Ravens taking on the Subliners, and Minnesota Rokkr taking on the Seattle Surge. Wednesday we'll have the Empire taking on the Royal Ravens, LA Thieves taking on the Surge, and Optic taking on Ultra. I'll bring you guys updates on that as well tomorrow. I have some thoughts about those matches. I think Dallas will 3-0 London, but I'll have to explain that a little bit more in depth. Of course, in the case of LA Thieves, I see that being a 3-1 in favor of the Thieves for, I mean, pretty obvious reasons, right? Like, Surge are getting better at search and stuff, but they're still not, like, a team that you can really see winning consistently just yet. So, we'll see how they perform tomorrow. If they take it to a 3-2 against the Minnesota Rokkr, I will definitely have to go back and kind of rethink my considerations going into Wednesday. And, of course, Optic versus Ultra, I think it'll be a 3-1 in favor of the Green Wall. I think their Search and Destroy is just as shaky as FaZe's, honestly. I wasn't really that impressed with FaZe's Search and Destroy against Optic. I just knew that Optic against Tier 1 teams, they haven't really practiced as much as they should have, and it just showed. So with that in mind, I think it's a 3-1. I think Ultra take the Search. In terms of map bets tomorrow, I would say you guys might want to stay away from map 1 for Florida. I think that they could cruise and win that one pretty easily, given the, of course, challenge that they had today against the LA Gorillas, excuse me. But there are no guarantees. Their hard point definitely needs some cleaning up. Fundamentally, they just weren't playing for spawns the right way, in my opinion. Not a knock against the players. They could obviously fix that pretty quickly, but it's definitely not something that encourages you to place bets on them, right? So I would say stay away from map 1. That has potential for upset in that sense. Paris is a good hardpoint team realistically, and they could take it if they've fixed their mistakes and not locking down and holding spawns. Of course, in the case of the Subliners Royal Ravens match, that one's a real toss-up to me. We haven't gotten many looks at either team yet, so we'll see how things go tomorrow, and it'll give us a better idea going into the rest of the season. And in the case of the Rokkr Surge match, I'm pretty confident that Minnesota map 2 is a lock. Map 1, I mean, Rokkr, they're a very solid hardpoint team, but as is the Seattle Surge. So we'll see how things go. We'll see how Octane, Persini, Looney, and Gunless perform. Maybe they win all 3 maps and they 3-0 the Rokkr. I hope not, but I mean, there's no telling with 240 Hz Gunless, man. So we'll see how things go. Yeah, just wanted to bring you guys this quick, that is now not so quick update. Great matches today. Hopefully tomorrow continues to hold. I think we're in for a great week at COD, y'all. And I'm going to be bringing you guys updates pretty much nightly at this point. I think I figured out a way to do it where it's informative for you guys and it works for me in terms of output. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you're enjoying the the resurgence of content. I needed a week like this to kind of make me a little bit more, I guess, vigilant in posting my content to the channel, since there are so many big gaps in playtime. It makes it a little bit harder to get content out as regularly as I would like to. So this week is really great in terms of structuring it. So I hope you guys enjoy this format, trying to switch it up with the lengths of the videos a little bit. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below, and make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving on the videos lately, and it's really encouraging me to just keep uploading consistently. So appreciate everybody who's been showing all that love and support on social media, sharing, liking, commenting, all of that, subscribing. You guys are the best, and this is why I do it. Do it for y'all. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Hope you have a great morning, noon, or night, wherever you may be on this beautiful planet. This is Chris from Fake Sports News signing off one last time. Peace.